I don't know. I've had this feeling. It's just been like, man, why is this hitting me so hard? Somebody that I don't know. Right. And yeah, I guess that's some of the feelings that I'm kind of surfing on a little bit.
I wanted to talk about Theo because I'm sure, like you've been seeing so many videos of him having such a hard time. And one of the things that's going on with him from an astrology perspective is that he's having a Saturn-Sun transit. And this is one of the most difficult transits that we can have. So if you are a late Pisces person, even if it's not your sun, so from about 25 degrees to the end of the zodiac to 30 degrees, you may be feeling a little bit like how he's feeling. Because Saturn is a very difficult planet. It's kind of the planet that comes along and asks us, are we really doing what we want with our lives, or are we actually being how we want to be? It's a restrictive planet. So a lot of times Saturn can come with depression and sadness and loneliness. And Robert Hand, in this book, Planets in Transit, he says that when you feel these things, it is an indication to you that things are maybe not exactly how you want them to be. And I agree with that. I have a theory on emotions, and that we're all interpreting our emotions the wrong way. So the worse you feel, that means the more wrong you are in your thinking. But if you're interested in that, let me know. I can do a different video on that. But what I want to show you is his chart. So this is Theo's chart. And as far as I know, this is his correct time. You can see that he is a Scorpio rising. Now, what's going on here is you can see his sun in Pisces at 29 degrees in his 5th house. And on the day, what he was talking about in that video was how he was feeling, thinking about Charlie Kirk being assassinated, and it's really hitting him hard. Well, on that day, Saturn transiting in Pisces was at 29 degrees exactly on Theo's sun. And so that can bring a lot of times we have feelings and we look at it as though it's something, it is triggered from the outside. Now, in a lot of ways, that is a reflection, but at the same time, he's also having already Saturn bearing down on his sun, and the sun is our vitality. The sun is it's our essential nature, how we express ourselves, our personality, our urge to achieve. It's like our life story, our purpose of being. And when Saturn comes and sits on our sun, we feel very constricted. We can feel a lot of sadness. We can feel like things are very heavy, a lot of hard work. And what Saturn is, Saturn's not the cause of this, but it's just the timing of when we are wanting to restructure where we're going. That's what the sun is. And so that's what Theo's being asked to do right now. But this event with Charlie Kirk triggered that for him. And so that's one of the things that's going on. But it's really important to understand that it's just a period of time, and especially for a Pisces person to not allow yourself to go too far into that space. But one of the other reasons why it's particularly more emphasized for Theo is because he is in a 10th house profection year. He's 45. 10th house is, if you're 45, you are also in a 10th house perfection year, and that is the year. Perfection is just where is the emphasis in your life. So the 10th house is your status. It can be your career. It's how you're seen. It's about what legacy you want to leave in the world. So for Theo, you can see that this is kind of probably what's going on in his mind about, he's seeing someone who's actually younger than him have their life taken. And Theo's probably going around thinking about, like, what is he doing with his life, because the sun does relate exactly to that and how he wants to be seen in his life. And for him, with the sun in the 5th house, it is about his creativity and his own self-expression. So the sun is particularly important for him in this year and will take on the transits more sensitively. The other thing is that a few days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, there was an eclipse. And because the sun is Theo's Time Lord for the year, eclipses become even more important. So, you know that eclipses are periods of significant endings and beginnings and change. They're portals of change. And so right now Theo is probably feeling this urge to change something. And so that's what's going on there. The other thing is, on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, the sun, and again, the sun even in transit is important for Theo in this year where the sun is his time lord. The sun was exactly conjunct the south node in his 11th house of his notoriety groups and his hopes and wishes and dreams. And so the south node is a drain on the sun. So when that is your time lord, that can also feel draining on you. So that particular incident with Charlie Kirk was super important to Theo because of these reasons. And I have a lot of other things to say about his chart. Like, for instance, he's just finished a Saturn opposition. So Saturn has just finished opposing his natal Saturn. This is also a time of change. And there's some other things I'm going to mention, but because this is so long, I'm going to do several videos so that well, I don't know that Theo will ever see this, but for you who potentially have similar charts, I think this will help you as well, especially as Saturn and Neptune are here. By next year, this time, they will be fully into Aries. And this right now, this transition period is very difficult, and especially for anybody who has planets right at the end of Pisces and also in the beginning of Aries, but Aries is a different energy than Pisces. So let me know what you think about this in the comments.